Good afternoon. Today is August 14th, and this is Mayor Alanna Hnatiw bringing you a regular Sturgeon County update. Before we begin, I'd like to start by thanking our MLA Shane Getson for inviting me to be a part of the Alberta Aviation Tour last weekend at the Villeneuve Airport. It was a great day for some socially distanced fun and a good opportunity to show off our airport and some of our local businesses, as well as see other capital regional airports up close, and certainly just reconfirm for me that Villeneuve is a very special place. Yesterday, we were back in council chambers, and one of the first things that we talked about was the use of masks and face coverings. Understandably, this has been a hot topic with many municipalities deciding to make them mandatory. Unlike some of our urban neighbors, Sturgeon County does not operate recreation facilities or transit services. But we have made sure to implement a number of safe work practices at the facilities that we do have to ensure the health and safety of our employees and the public. As of today, there are only 2 cases in Sturgeon County of COVID-19 and 3 active cases in St. Albert and 1 in Morinville. So based on these facts, Council has passed a motion yesterday to direct administration to continue monitoring the number of active cases and to keep Council apprised so that we are in a position to respond quickly if necessary. We will also be sending a letter to the province to ask for increased provincial leadership when it comes to mandating face coverings in public areas. Yesterday at Council, we also had a presentation from Kenton Zurban, who is an educator at NAIT. Kenton talked to us about permaculture and the opportunities for planned regenerative best practices. There's definitely some exciting ideas here, and it will be interesting to see what might come of this as people take part in the competency in organized regenerative ecologies offered by NAIT. We also had a public hearing yesterday regarding the bylaw to amend the Sturgeon Valley Area Structure Plan. We first considered this on June 16th of this year, and yesterday we accepted the growth framework as information and directed administration to prepare amendments to the plan, as well as to complete a new area structure plan for the entire Sturgeon Valley Special Study Area, as the previous ASP is over 20 years old and nearing full build-out. This will mean also more opportunities to hear from you, and also represents a fantastic opportunity to do some innovative and forward-thinking planning. Yesterday, we also considered how to go forward with some of the events that normally take place in Sturgeon County and what modifications we potentially can undertake. Council heard from Richard Skirmer, the president of the Edmonton Air Show, and we heard an update of where things are and what's being planned for the future. As disappointed as we all were about the cancellation of this year, this event is in good hands, and going forward we know it's only going to get better. We're definitely looking forward to being a part of the air show's return in 2021. Council also yesterday awarded a contract for the reconstruction and resurfacing of Range Road 251 from Secondary Highway 642 north to the Rose Ridge landfill. This work will begin very soon, yet no road closures are expected to take place during the duration of this project. As well, Council approved 12 additional gravel road projects to repair sections of road that were compromised due to excessive moisture this year. A map of those projects, if you're interested, can be found on Sturgeon County's website. That's about it for the highlights of yesterday's council meeting, but there are a few more matters I'd like to update you on. Firstly, taxes. If you remember, in April, Sturgeon County voted to extend the residential tax deadline. And while that deadline is fast approaching, as it is August 31st is the deadline. So avoid any penalties and late fees by making sure your account is settled by that date. And to do that, you might need to come into the county center, which is now open to the public. When you do come in the building, you'll notice that things are a bit different. We've added some more safety protocols for your protection. And we're going to be adding a few more features in the future to make sure that you are able to access the services that you need here at the county. Something that we're also looking to improve at Sturgeon County is our internet service. Now that most of us are working or learning from home, high-speed internet is no longer a luxury, it has become a necessity. And I know that not all of us have the connectivity that we need. So we're working at the municipal level, at the regional level, as well as at the provincial level to get a plan in place as soon as possible. And as well, we're advocating through the Federation of Canadian Municipalities for a federal broadband strategy as well. So to update the information that we collected in 2018, next week we're launching another survey and speed test. So after August 19th, you will be receiving further information on that. Please take a few minutes to complete the survey. Your contributions will go a long way to helping us improve connectivity through Sturgeon County. And finally, before I conclude the update, I want to talk briefly about something that could severely impact your taxes. The province has informed us and the other rural municipalities that is considering amendments to the current assessment model for properties such as oil and gas wells and pipelines. So we've looked at the scenarios, and the proposed changes could mean a permanent overall revenue loss between $646,000 up to $1.5 million annually. So to cover this shortfall, we would need to increase taxes between 4.4 or up to 10.8% annually, or decrease services. For the average rural Sturgeon County resident with an assessed property value of $388,000, a 10% increase could mean as much as paying an additional $141 a year. And for the average Sturgeon Valley resident with an assessed property value of almost $740,000, the changes would mean up to $270 increase a year. So as a council, our goal has always been to reduce the tax burden on citizens. But with these proposed changes, on top of the added policing costs we inherited last year and going forward as well, the province has put us in a difficult situation. So we do rely on fair, objective, consistent property assessment systems so that we can adequately plan and budget for the vital municipal services in Sturgeon County, like roads, protective services, waste management, water, wastewater, economic development, responsible planning, economic development, as well as funding local libraries, recreation, seniors facilities, family and community services, as well as grants to local communities. So we've already responded to the provincial legislative changes by creating regional incentive programs to attract investment, but these recent changes can put those in jeopardy. Municipalities were not consulted with these changes, and we are frustrated at the lack of transparency around this. This is an issue that will not just affect Sturgeon County, but all of rural municipalities initially, and eventually this effect will be felt at urban municipalities as well. If you are concerned about these impacts, please reach out to the Minister of Municipal Affairs or contact your local MLA. That's it for my update. I'll talk to you again in a couple weeks, right after our August 25th council meeting. In the meantime, enjoy what's left of summer and stay safe.